today we're in the western part of Vermont, much richer over here, a town called Dorset. We're just gonna walk around the woods and see what we find. No particular species in mind today, just going after it. And we have Virginia waterleaf right here off the bat. So Virginia waterleaf. Now there's another one here called hydrophyllum or hydrophyllum canadense, and this one has divided leaves. You know, on canadense, this is all going to be sort of like one leaf, almost like, you know, it will look similar to this, but with some deeper divisions in it, and be herbaceous like this. But these are going to start flowering soon. I saw some buds somewhere, but lots of really rich plants here. There's that thalictrum, that early meadow rue. Here are the flowers, the flower bud. It's going to be opening very soon, white flowers on these. But really cool ground cover. This insect on here. And these are ramps. The ones down a little lower are just about past. So I imagine as I go up this mountain, they'll get more and more less past. But these ones are starting to put out their flowers, which will open soon. And then all this foliage goes away. You can still identify them with the flower stalks, and then they'll go to seed, and then you won't see them again until the spring. But if you ever do harvest these, just harvest one leaf, you know, pinch it off there, and leave the bulbs, because if you don't leave the bulbs, you can cause serious degradation to populations. It takes them a long time to grow and to be able to flower. Here's another plant I associate with richer areas. Wild ginger, Asarum canadense, and there's still flowers here. You can see them down in here. Getting pollinated, distributed by ants. And there's 3 varieties now. I can't remember what they are. These look kind of long. This might be one of the weird varieties. I can't remember if we just have one variety up here or more. On this little drainage, we're gonna go up this way. We're sort of heading back that way a little bit, but there's a bunch of this hydrophyllum virginiana in here, so that waterleaf, good sign. I'm gonna follow this up and see where it takes me. Not very far up that little drainage, you know, it just stopped right there. It turned to like talus rock everywhere. So this is gonna be fun to walk through. I'm sure we'll find some cool stuff in here. Just punched through this like moss covered hole. I was just watching a thing last night on like holes in the tundra. This is like our equivalent up here. Bunch of red trilliums, that waterleaf again. Huge red trillium back there. Look at that one. That looks like a 4-leafer. It's not, it's just a 3. Some Lanicera canadensis. But really biodiverse in here. Ooh, there's an orchid. An orchid, I thought it was Spectabilis. But it's that Viola canadensis again. Canada violet. Still awesome to see though. I'm up here on top of a ridge, really high up. Gonna keep following this ridge up this way, but just wanted to show you this. So we have wild sarsaparilla. Now people would confuse this for ginseng, although it's not. These leaves, these 2 bottom leaves, would be sort of attached underneath the round part of these 2 and pointing backwards. And it also has this like, almost like a, you know, callus, like an apple tree, like a spur. And each one of these is like, you know, leaves. So in theory, you could probably count this and see how old it is. But this was you know, harvested a long time ago for its medicinal properties for sodas and stuff. Here's another cool looking place. Again, water leaf, doll's eyes probably, bunch of ramps, blue cohosh. Here's a good example of that water leaf with that modeling. And then we have this rock, you know, outcrop slope thing. There's some maiden's hair fern in here. Oh, there's Aquilegia canadensis. You can see it from that rock edge I just showed to you. But cool rock formations in here. I'm interested to look at this valley. So there's Aquilegia canadensis, red columbine, pollinated by hummingbirds. And then also Acranthes virginiensis, the early saxifrage. Rock outcrop plants. This little cave. Big chunks of marble out here. There's a bunch of these like little caves. I'm kind of scared to go up and look in them. But really cool spot. This cool little thing is called Shizachne purpurescens, purple falsode or melic. I've never knowingly seen this before, but it's kind of cool. It's native to here. Special concern in Connecticut, but growing in a rich woodland. And it's gorgeous. The purple on this thing. Look at that. So I'm pretty sure there used to be some kind of quarry here. You can kind of see the tailings that got dumped right there. We'll see what's around that, because sometimes it has cool plants in it. There's a few things that I might find today which would be awesome to show you all. But look at this woodland. Sugar maple, ash. Mostly that's it. Sugar maple and ash. There's a yellow birch here. That's pretty much everything. Pretty gorgeous. On the side of a mountain. You can't see it out there now, but there's some pretty tall mountains on the other side of the valley. But we're heading up this way. This is more evidence of quarrying. You can see where they split this to a few different pieces. And I'm up on top of what we were just looking at. It looked kind of hard to walk through. So I came up on top instead. Ooh, this cool little spot over here. Definitely evidence of quarry work being done in this spot. Same plants though. I haven't seen anything new yet. Another cave though. So I'm sitting on top of a bluff. It's actually the top of a quarry, an old quarry. You can see it here. It goes way down. I'm gonna drop down in there and take a look and see, because this thing looks, you can kind of see the cliff edge out there. It's huge. So I'm gonna just drop off the edge here and go down in there and see what's up. Look at these rock formations. Just like, you can see that angularness where they were cutting stuff out. Oh, it's actually not that bad trying to get down here. The black flies are the worst part of it. Well, it was all worth it because we found a yellow lady slipper. It's in flower right now, which is pretty cool to see. Really smallish flowers, you know. Look at that. Inflated labellum. Now what's interesting is I walked for a ways and I didn't see anything this cool until I was right on top of them. But we've got 3 varieties of this in New England. This one I believe it's either parviflorum or parviflorum massicum. And these pouches are about 20 millimeters long. And then the spotting on the back of these sepals kind of fits. And then they smell really good. They smell kind of like citrusy and sweet. The key says one of them smells musky, the other one smells sweet. But it's my instinct that this is the massicum one, but I could be wrong. Look at this one, getting some sun. Like, look at these. Sorry we're spending so much time on these. They're just so cool. The texture on them just, ugh. Here's another patch. These ones look a little bit bigger. The pouch is like, you know, twice as big, twice as long as the other ones. Let's see if they smell. They do have a scent. It reminds me kind of like of what a greenhouse smells like. So I just found this plant. This is what stellate hairs looks like, and I can't zoom in any more than this. I'll see if I can do it in post-production or put up a picture of what they look like. But these are supposed to be sessile on an Arabidopsis or a Draba species. There were these white flowers. I was like, what are those? They look like a mustard. I saw this little slopey area, and there's a bunch of Canada or red columbine there. And then I saw these white things, and I was like, what is that? I thought it might be just Viola canadensis, but it's these here. So this is a mustard family plant called Drava, and it's one that I've never seen before, but it's an S2, S3 in Vermont. And it's got these stellate hairs on the leaves that divide it. Luckily there was one right here, so I didn't have to go get it. This is Draba arabescens, or the rock whitlow mustard, and it has stellate hairs on the leaf surface, so I'll show those to you. They're supposed to be sessile, so they're sessile stellate hairs, but an S2, S3 here, I think. So yeah, I can't go one season without finding a rare mustard somewhere. Pretty good view. It's definitely an old quarry too. Pretty cool spot though. Imagine working up here when this thing was like going. It's nuts. So here's a cool plant I don't get to see in the wild very often. This is pedicularis. Well, in the wild in New England very often. Pedicularis canadensis, the lousewort, Canada lousewort. It's in bloom right now, which is really cool. And I think it's parasitizing these. So it produces some of its own chlorophyll, but it also like attaches to the root system of other plants. So I think in this situation, it's parasitizing these goldenrods here, goldenrod species. So here they are in flower. The leaves look very fern-like. Sometimes these are more orange. This population seems to be kind of a goldish color. And then these are all the goldenrods that it's attaching to and growing here. This population seems a little bit smaller than, oh, here's a good one. Here's a good depiction of what they look like. The population seems kind of smaller than I'm used to seeing out here. But it's, you know, growing in a pretty rich area. This is in the Orobanchiae family. Well, that's it. We'll see you next time. I hope you got to see some cool plants that you've never seen before. We saw 2 rare species. One of them I don't think is reported. The other ones I think are reported. People know about them already. But yeah, welcome to Western Vermont.